Hello everyone, this is Sairam, 21 BRS 1086. Today in this presentation I'll be explaining about QoS and transport layer, like the quality of services and the transport layer. So let's go into the presentation. So basically the QoS terms as quality of service and transport layer, which refers the ability of a network to provide predictable and reliable network services to specific types of traffic or the applications. So QoS mechanisms in the transport layer aim to ensure the network resources are used efficiently and effectively generally. So we have different type of applications and users in different types of levels, and the requirements for this different types of users and the applications have been needed with different things. So we have different QoS for different systems basically. So and we have in this QoS multiple other techniques which we are going to discuss in this presentation. So we have some common QoS mechanisms in the transport layer, including traffic prioritizations is one of the thing. Let me go. One of the thing, and congestion control and flow control. So these are the three transport. These are the three transport layers which have been common, and we see like traffic prioritization involving assigning different levels of priority to different types of traffic, such as voice or video, to ensure they receive the appropriate level of the service. And while coming on to the side of congestion, it controls the mechanism. It gives a mechanism which aims to prevent network congestion and ensure the traffic flows smoothly, while the flow control mechanisms helps to regulate the amount of data sent between hosts to prevent overwhelming the network. So we have the host network and the user for the usage. So the flow will be maintained up over here. The most important thing of the QoS and the transport layer lies in the ability to ensure the network resources are used efficiently and effectively, as mentioned over here. And they maintain that different types. They give up different types of strategies for different users and different applications. It generally gives a priority for the traffic, and later it moves on the congestion control and the flow control. Let's move with the different types of techniques of QoS. The first technique will be bandwidth techniques. So the bandwidth technique comes with which is used to allocate, manage, and optimize network bandwidth to meet the requirements of different types of traffic or applications. So bandwidth allocation and management and quality of service aware routers and switches. These are the two types again in this sub techniques. So this technique involves allocating a fixed amount of bandwidth of each user or application. So we add a thing like what does QoS? QoS does the management for the application and user. It sets up the technique. So this bandwidth allocation goes for each and maintains up the things for each user or the application. So as per the amount it is being required, bandwidth supports up the things up. So while seeing on to the quality of service aware routers and switches, this will help to ensure the traffic is prioritized based on the specific needs of each application or user. While going to the next technique, which is based on congestion management technique, where the bandwidth was being maintained on the traffic and the congestion is maintained on congestion network. So this is used to manage the congestion in a network. This occurs when the amount of traffic exceeds the available network capacity. When there's a huge capacity of traffic, like in case you see during our FFCS slot registrations, you have a lot of traffic onto the website. So at that time the congestion management technique is being used over there. So over here this exceeds the available network capacity, leading to packet loss, delay, and degraded performance. So we have sub three techniques again back here: congestion avoidance mechanisms, congestion control mechanisms, and network based congestion control. So congestion avoidance mechanisms are designed to prevent congestion before it occurs by monitoring network traffic. It monitors the traffic before itself and adjusting and sending the rate accordingly. For example, for this, random early detection is called as RED, and explicit congestion notification is called as ECN. in short. And congestion control mechanism, where this manages up the congestion once it occurs by regulating the sending rate of traffic. The most widely used congestion control protocol is the transmission control protocol, TCP, which uses a congestion control algorithm to adjust the sending rate based on feedback from the network. And the last sub technique is in this one is like a network based congestion control. So this is implemented by the routers and the switches in the network to manage congestion. These mechanisms include packet dropping, traffic shaping, and queuing. For example, in case you see the example is like routers may drop packets that exceed the available network capacity, or use traffic shaping to regulate the flow of traffic. And let's move on to the other technique, delay management technique, which that is used generally for to reduce up the management network delays, which can cause the problems such as jitter, packet loss, and degradation. So in this we have three types of techniques, sub techniques. Let's move on. We'll be looking. So here we see like RTP, FEC, and adaptive playout buffering. So here, as mentioned, though like it reduce or manage network delays. So here it sees like it says like real-time transport protocol is one of the thing. Real-time RTP is transport protocol used for a real-time application such as video conferences. So this is basically used in your Zoom meetings and Google Meets. RTP provides mechanisms for timestamping and sequencing packets to help ensure that they are delivered in a correct order and with minimal delay. Forward error correction. FEC is a technique that adds redundant information to packets to enable the receiver to correct errors without requesting retransmissions. This can help reduce delay and improve the overall quality of the transmission. And the external information is like it's a technique that adds redundant information to packets to enable the receiver to correct errors without requesting retransmission. And adaptive playout buffering, it's a technique used to manage delay in the real-time applications such as VoIP. It involves adjusting the playout delay of audio packets based on the network delay to minimize the overall delay and improve the quality of the transmission. And when we move on to the other side of the technique, we call it as a packet loss management technique. We were talking all about the packet loss, like packets get reduced and those all. Let's move on with the packet loss, where we cover up the things of how to recover the packet loss in the network. So this packet loss management technique are used to reduce or recover from packet loss in network, which can cause problems such as reduced throughput, degraded performance, and increased latency. So you see like whenever the packets are losing up and getting reduced up, you see like the performance of the PC or the website is being decreased. So here the packet loss management techniques will help you out. So three things over here. Again, you have the same thing as FEC, forward error correction and error, and we have ECC this time, and retransmission-based technique. So over there we have seen like the other package, like delay management looks over to the side, like it doesn't want to get into the retransmission, but packet loss goes with the retransmission. So over here it involves sending lost packets again until they are successfully received by the destination. This technique is widely used in transport protocols in TCP basically. And while coming on to the forward error correction, is a technique that adds redundant information to packets to enable the receiver to correct errors without requesting retransmission. This can help recover from packet loss and improve the overall quality of the transmission. And the last one is error correction code, that adds redundant data to packets to enable the receiver to detect and correct errors. This is the most wide things you use, like correcting up the errors and other things. And let's move on to the last and final technique of this, security and privacy techniques. Security and privacy techniques, you have transport layer security and secure sockets layer, and Datagram transport layer security. So in short, you call it as TLS, and secure sockets layer as SSL, and datagram transport layer security as DTLS. So these are all basically of security and privacy techniques used to secure network communication between two devices. So you go with the TLS and SSL are encryption protocols used to provide secure communication over the network in the internet. Both of these protocols are cryptographic techniques to interrupt the data being transmitted. The difference between TLS and SSL is TSL is successor to SSL and is considered more secure. And DTLS is on the other hand is a security protocol which is provided similar security features for datagram based applications such as real-time video and audio streaming, where reliability and low latency are crucial. Unlike TLS and SSL, which operate on transport layer of OSM model, DTLS operates on the transport layer of the user datagram protocol. So all these three techniques provide a secure and private communication channel, making them useful for a range of applications, from e-commerce transactions to secure chat applications. It is important to note that while these protocols provide security for data in transit, data at rest, such as files stored on the device, require additional security measures such as encryption or access control to ensure their confidentiality. So mainly at you playing up like a messenger or WhatsApp or your Instagram chats or whatever you're chatting up. So this protocol is being used, and everywhere you're in a daily life it's being used. This all the protocols, all the techniques are being used in our daily life. So this comes to the end of the techniques, and thank you guys. So thank you.